Big Huff Daddy here, doing HD review. Usually on these HD reviews, I'll review a series, like an episode, movie, kind of give my thoughts. What did, what I think about it? Um, should somebody watch it? How good was it? But this one, I'm doing kind of like a compare, contrast. Uh, Got to do the Glass Onion, the movie, and that Kaleidoscope series. Both of them are kind of like a mystery, solve them kind of thing. The Glass Onion murder mystery movie, where the Kaleidoscope is like a heist kind of thing series. What's really cool, I don't know if you've watched Kaleidoscope yet or if you're thinking about it. The cool thing about the Kaleidoscope is like random episodes, they different orders. You kind of get the same story though. With the Glass Onion, for the most part, it's one storyline. They do a little time jump in the kind of like the middle. I usually don't like when movies do that kind of thing, and they jump around a lot from like different time periods. But the Glass Onion, they only did that one kind of time period jump. It was all right. The good explanations, I would guess, and kind of you get like a different perspective, a different view, and kind of gives you a little change of like thought process on if like for me when I'm watching both of these, actually, the Glass Onion and that Kaleidoscope, throughout I'm just kind of collecting information, just trying to solve the riddle, the mystery, like myself. And in Glass Onion, that kind of in the middle where they did that little time jump, it was good, like perspective change. With that Kaleidoscope, they jump around a lot, in time periods. You really kind of, for me, I was like taking note of the time periods and kind of like the information that they were giving us in each episode, comparing them to the time periods and kind of putting everything together. For me, like I said, I don't really like that time period jumping around thing. Gets a little confusing, and then you start like messing with like plot holes and plot details that might not really stick. But the Kaleidoscope thing, they really kind of made it work, with the time periods jumping around and giving little clues here and there. But it was good. How they were like jumping around. I'm still talking about Kaleidoscope. How they were kind of jumping around the time frames. Heist movie, they were doing like before the heist, like right before the heist, like after the heist, and they did a good job of really not releasing like too many clues that really gave you a good idea of what was going on. Good like misdirection in certain episodes, I would say, also kind of keeping you on your toes and just really like throwing you different thoughts, different ideas, kind of get you off your game a little bit. I don't know if they do the first episodes the same for everybody. I'm going to talk to a couple people now that I watched it. I really don't want to get too many spoilers for it. I'm really trying not to do any spoilers, too heavy spoilers at least. So I guess if you haven't watched it and you're thinking about watching it, just go check it out, man. I would say for sure. Both of them, Kaleidoscope, Glass Onion, they're both good little mystery things. Talking about Kaleidoscope still. Yeah, I don't know if everybody has like that first episode, but for me, I think that first episode that I watched, uh, I kind of figured it out. I called it in the first episode um, with my wife. We watched it all together, kind of binged it all in one day, and kind of called it from the first episode. It's cool how they do the kaleidoscope thing with the colors and how they kind of cross reference it with like picking a lock kind of deal. Um, I really like that. How both of these contents were shot. Think about the Glass Onion. They were mostly on that island right there, Dude's Island, and I got spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. Yeah, they're like on the island. I really it was nice, kind of how they shot it, um, like on the island with just to kind of show like the luxury of like this ultra rich guy, um, and like where he how he got there, kind of when they did that little flashback scene. And um, I think the way it was shot was really good. They didn't really I would say like put too many crazy clues out there with just like visuals. The like the house, like I guess the house was called the Glass Onion, the mansion or whatever. That thing was really cool. The mansion on the island, real like high tech kind of thing, and it was just kind of I enjoy the island lifestyle, the beach lifestyle. I am a South Florida guy, so I enjoy that kind of stuff, and it was just kind of shot like almost like one of those like James Bondy kind of feel, where like you can kind of like just have that feel of like the luxury on the island and when they're on the boats, and just kind of like that snobbiness, like when dude had the like robotics taken in there, luggage and shit. But the way that Kaleidoscope was shot, I really did a good job on the details, especially with like the colors throughout the episodes. That was really, it's fun for me because I was like, oh, what color? Like the red, man. I was like calling the red. I'm like, when's the red episode coming? I need to see the red episode. And then a lot of the pink. There was a lot of pink throughout certain episodes. Kind of disappointed I didn't see a black episode. I wanted to see the black episode, the white episode, and I was calling that. I'm like, yo, there's a lot of white like through the scenes. You see like a lot of white through the scenes. The violet for me, I didn't really throughout the other episode colors. Didn't really see like a lot of violet, like kind of throughout the other episodes, but after I was like thinking about it, I'm like, man, I did kind of see it. It wasn't like that green. The green, man, that was all over the place, and that white. There were certain episodes. There were certain just shots, man. It's like, boom, white, and certain characters wearing like all white, kind of deal. The blue and the greens, those are good, and the yellow, especially like with how they had the green, red, yellow lights all over the place. Yeah, just real good attention to detail when they're shooting these episodes, and when they had the episode, whatever color it was, red, blue, green, violet, yellow, pink, white, spoiler, um, like they all had like that little tone. I really liked. I enjoyed that. Um, like I remember the yellow episode. There's a lot of those yellow tones, kind of like was like a shade, like a light shade or something. They did good with that blue. Also, the blue, there's good blue shades. Man, the red was popping out all over the place to me. Just like the way they shot, how they incorporated the colors and everything with Kaleidoscope. For me, it was interesting, really good. Like just keep you on your toes, keep you collecting this information to try to help you solve this mystery, this heist mystery that you're going throughout the timelines, collecting more information. Try to solve this thing. And going on to action, for me, I'll start with like Kaleidoscope. The action throughout like the series, it wasn't like a super actiony there was just like a couple episodes, I would say, they had like boom action, but it wasn't like one of those like super action movies where, what am I trying to say, like that Jack Ryan kind of deal where there's like action all over the place. They really kept it to like that mystery, kind of like that heist movie. How, like the Oceans, kind of like the Ocean series, where they had like that heist mystery, solve the puzzle kind of deal, but then they threw in that action here and there. I'd really kind of put it on par with like something like that. Good suspense, but I would say that the action was almost to a minimum, just enough to like get you like off the edge of your seat, kind of, I would say, where the Glass Onion really kind of rolls you into that action, and it kind of like builds, the action builds, and that suspense builds, and it kind of like rolls like snowballs in the movie, I would say, and continues to build up into the end, where it's just like a lot of action, a lot of suspense, and a good build of the action and suspense, and really gets you kind of like almost anxious, I would say, and to a point when you're watching the Glass Onion, watching the action build and everything, that suspense build, gets you a little anxiety right there going in that third part. It's kind of like just thinking about that suspension, that anxiety being built. There was an episode in the Kaleidoscope, that really had me like on the edge, man. I'm trying to think of which one it was. If it was the, I think it might have been the red, man, or the yellow, where it was just like, yo, I was just so anxious watching the episode. I don't know what was going on. I think it had to be the red. I think it was, man, where it was just like, man, so anxious. About 15 minutes in, I'm gonna get a little coffee. If you made it this far, when I'm doing these videos, I don't really do a lot of editing. Just kind of what my thoughts are, and I just go, man. I go live and just one take. Don't do any editing. I don't think I'm going to do much editing with these kind of things, with the HD reviews, with my my sports coverages. I do feel like I'm going to have some other content coming out this year where I will be doing a little bit more editing But for this kind of stuff, man, I'm just going in. That's good stuff right there. So we talked talking Glass Onion, talking Kaleidoscope. We talked some action. We talked how it was shot. Oh, one of these episodes, that violent episode, man. I don't know, dude's face. They just have the makeup, man. That makeup, man, for dude's face, it was really throwing me off. I'm glad it was just that one episode, because that was messing me up. Well, I guess we'll talk a little bit about special effects. The Glass Onion didn't really have a whole lot of special effects, I would say. I guess just a couple, I guess when they were doing like them gunshot things, maybe some explosions, but nothing really too crazy where it's like popping out like, oh man, what's going on here? Kind of like She-Hulk, not calling out anybody, but in Kaleidoscope there was a couple things, a couple gunshots, I would say, where I'm like, this is not right. But then they did good when there was kind of like after the heist, when spoiler, where the team kind of got dispersed. They were getting hunted down. Try not to get too spoiler, but there was like an action sequence when I think they really did good with the action, kind of like with the guns, with the reloading. You have, obviously you have a certain amount of ammo, and kind of where that John Wick kind of lost me. That John Wick 3, man, they were just, and there was like no reloading. Where this episode in the Kaleidoscope, they did good, I would say, with like the reloads, the ammo counts, kind of even like the strategy a little bit of kind of like when you're going through a gunfight. The makeup in that one episode, there was just a couple little gunshots here and there that I was just like, man, that's not right. But other than that, special effects were good. I talked about the lighting, the colors. They did good with the lighting, and good with the colors in all of the episodes, for sure, man. The colors, they were just popping, and kind of just comparing the two. One's a heist mystery, Kaleidoscope heist mystery. Really good to just keep you guessing. They throw misdirections out to really help you try to solve, but then oh, they messed me up here. Glass Onion's a movie, not as much content. Still good mystery where it was like you don't really know which direction they're going, but kind of right there through the end, we had an idea. I had an idea in Kaleidoscope. I called it, but I really wasn't 100% sure what was going on until they revealed it, and then it's like, man, I knew it. Or like, oh, this theory. Like, we had a couple different theories. It's good to have your little theories throughout each episode to kind of, how's this theory pulling up, or what's this theory like? I'm getting the sun's coming up a little bit. I have to move. Both of the action, I would say the Glass Onion had a little bit more action, I guess, because it's like a murder mystery thing. But the action was decent for that Kaleidoscope. It was good, suspenseful, good anxiety-ridden action, almost, to kind of keep you right there on your toes. check them both out, man. If you like these little murder mystery things, that Glass Onion, the check it out. It's the oh man, I forgot the whole thing about it. There's another movie. Um, and then if you like those heist movies, those Ocean 11 kind of things, um, good like a little mystery. You got to kind of solve the riddle. Check out the Kaleidoscope. It's um, a good shot series, I would say, and masterfully shot series. They did a lot of thought and a lot of work into it. That it was done well. Both of these pieces of content they're done well. The Kaleidoscope, the Glass Onion, Knives Out. Jeez, Knives Out. Glass Onion. Sheesh. So that's about it, man. We did a little review, compare, contrast, HD review on the Knives Out series, Glass Onion, the Netflix series, Kaleidoscope. Check them out, man. If you haven't checked them out already, if you're watching this and you haven't checked it out, I didn't do too many spoilers. You got a little color episodes, but if you're on here and you haven't watched these, you've probably seen some spoilers for sure. When I try to stay off of YouTube when I don't want to see a lot of spoilers on certain shows or movies, because they will spoil you real quick. So that's about it, man. Big HD ENT. Like, subscribe, comment.